course, right when I hit the camera, I or hit the on button, I hit the camera. All right, so I'm back in. Today we're going to do another How Are They Holding Up? And today we're going to do the Masterpiece Sideswipe figure. So this is one of the first figures that came out. In the newer MP10 style size. I believe, because I think it was MP10 and MP11 was Starscream, and I think this was MP12. I think. Could be completely wrong. I don't know. So yeah, pulling them off the shelf there, and getting them out, getting them ready for this. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if he's aged very well. But let's take a look at him. So he's got shoulder cannon for sure. I like I've said before, it's like I've put all of their accessories away, and they're in totes, and I'm not gonna dig them all out looking for the right things. Yeah. So he's got the shoulder cannon that does detach here. It's just on a little peg like that, and it can plug into either shoulder. So if you want it on this side, you can, but it's got this hole here for the gun in alt mode, so you can plug the gun in here if you wanted to. But because it's got the hole, I don't quite like having the hole facing out, so that's why I usually have it on the left shoulder. Then he's got this gun. Where it kind of molded together is not the greatest. You can see it's like got some flaws there. I'm pretty sure this was an official. That was one of the worst things about the KOs of this era. Was because they were being sold in the same packaging, and they still are, but we've kind of learned our lessons for the most part. But they're kind of sold in the same packaging as the officials, and it was hard for a while there to figure out, is this official or is this a KO? And I'm pretty sure this was the official, but who knows? And that's one of those things I hate about the KOs is when they make them in a way that you cannot tell if they're official or if they're a knockoff, and that was always bothered me about the KOs of that era. Nowadays it's like you could buy, like, for example, the Optimus. Here's your size comparison while we are at it. You could buy him, and it says everywhere on the box that it's a KO. It's got a different company name, and there's no doubt in your mind that when you buy it, it's not an official product from Takara, and it's like, okay, I appreciate that, because it's like if you're in the market to buy the official one, you want to buy the official one. If you're in the market to buy a KO, you should be in the market to buy a KO. If you're looking for an official one and you accidentally buy a KO, that should just not happen. I've bought a number of Transformers and other figures that turned out to be a KO. For example, the SH Figuarts Raphael. That was a KO, and I spent over $100 on that figure because it said it was official, and that sucks. The hot rod that I have, because of the way certain things fit together, I think might be a KO. Other people that watched the hot rod, How Are They Holding Up, said that their officials are the same, so maybe it's not, but there's always a possibility that this guy's a KO. So it's just that's the thing that bothers me. It's like they should have made it more clear. But I'm pretty sure this one was official. Posability wise, his head is on the swivel, so you just get the left and right, and that's it. There's no real up or there's a little bit up. It's like he's got a hinge for it, but it's just the way it's built. It doesn't really want to work. Shoulders are on hinge swivels, so they go all the way around out to the side. Pretty good range of motion there. The way the body is put together, nothing, and this is true whether it be a KO or the original. Like, you know, these things don't stay locked in. There's nothing tabbing these panels in up. There's nothing really tabbing this into place. It just kind of sits where it sits. And then the torso has this little bitty tab slot right here. I don't know if you can see. There it is. That little tiny tab slot that this little tiny tab plugs into. And it just, you know, it holds it fine, but I wouldn't call it holds it well. There's a waist swivel. Oh, did we do all the rest of the arms? Bicep swivel. Hinges at the elbow. This one has got a loose joint here. It's not terrible. This one works a little bit better. It feels loose too, but it's just, this one just feels like it's got no real friction to it. Wrist swivel, and then fingers open and close on the one pin. Skirting comes up, and your legs go out to the side, out to the back, out to the side. Thigh swivel, bends at the knee. And then the foot is on a little rocker on the back here, and then the toe just kind of slightly tilts. So mine's got also this big paint chip on the shoulder here. So he's got this nice red finish here and there, in some parts, especially like where the car is visible. But where it's not, it's just this bare red plastic. No paint on the black, you know, like you got the little accents, but like for the most part, the black is just plain black. The whites are plain. I know they did a Sideswipe Plus at one point, which had like a little bit more cartoon paint to him. Same with like the red alert. And then to plug the gun in, it's the standard Masterpiece style, where you take it and plug it in like this. This one never held his gun well to begin with. The mold to begin, you know, the very start MP. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about there. Yeah, so early days of the Masterpiece line, when we got the new scale, you know, they had a hard time with their guns. Yeah, so I don't honestly think he's aged well. I think the Earthrise and Siege Sideswipe are actually a better figure. They transform a little bit better, cleaner. I know Bad Cube did this guy. And then a KO company stole the molds from X-Transbot and did this guy. I think it might be time for a new version of him. You know, it would be a smart move for some company to do it, just because, you know, you could hit all the repaints of it, you know, Tiger Tracks, Red Alert, the G2 version. You know, there's a number of repaint options with this mold. I have to tell you guys, I don't think this one's aged well. I think it's actually kind of not good anymore. It doesn't feel as premium as some of the other ones. And it's one of those figures, like, it's been out for so long that it's been sitting on people's shelves. And, you know, you just look at it and you just move on. Like, you know, oh, that's Sideswipe. But it's like, you know, take it off the shelf, mess with it, and compare it to something newer. And you're going to quickly agree. I'm going to guess you're going to quickly agree with me, like, oh, wait a minute, this thing has not aged well at all. Like, what is going on? This thing's not great. And it's, you know, and I'm not just talking like if it's possible that this might be a KO or not. I'm talking about like things like these shoulder pieces not having any place to lock in. That just seems clumsy. The way all of this hollowness here. And like look how thick his chest is. Like, look where the arms sit. I mean, it's just everything about this just seems clumsy. Let me grab a more modern car bot from a different company. The go-to was going to be a Fans Toys figure, but I didn't think that would be fair. But here he is with, like, the MMC's first aid. It's just, he's got a little bit of hollowness too, but he hides it a lot better. Did you just drop your gun? Yeah, you dropped your gun. I think. Come on. There we go. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it just seems antiquated. Like the design, like, his shoulder pieces move out of the way. And then you get a little bit more hollow bits there, but for the most part, it's pretty cleaned up. It's not like this. Things not staying tabbed in. He's got some hollow bits in the legs here, but not much. Whereas his are just like clumsy. I don't know. I think my honest assessment of Sideswipe here is, if you guys are new to the collecting and you don't have him, I might say pass. I mean, he's okay, but he's not great. I wasn't expecting to not like it anymore. If this came out today, most of us reviewers would just tear this thing apart. It's not very well built, and it's like, compared to most things that have come out. Wasn't there a new? Oh yeah, there we go. Let me grab this guy. Here's Skids, a new MP car. He's got this hollow bit there for the backpack because of the way it folds up, but like, the legs are solid. Joints are nice and tight. He's got a nice finish over the entire body for the most part. It's just, I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's just something about him just doesn't quite sit right with me anymore. So I'm gonna say pass on Sideswipe. I give him a 5 out of 10. I think he'd be, fine on a shelf full of Autobots. But I wouldn't really bank on him being something amazing. I think he's officially dated. That's the best way to put it. I think it's time to move on, and I think it's time to get a new Sideswipe. I think he's done.